But for right now, I don't want to take too much time from our special guest. And I can't tell you how proud I am of this gentleman who takes the time to be here with us to truly empower us all. And what I really want to just stress to you is what this is going to mean to you. So we're going to talk about part two of what we started to talk about yesterday. And yesterday, of course, revolved around the small business market. And we kind of ran out of time. So he offered very generously to be here today for part two. And this is something that, again, is being monetized by a lot of people. And so I want to make sure you understand that this is not just something that in theory could help you out, but rather this is something that many people are utilizing to dramatically, and that's the word that I'm going to use here today, dramatically increase their overall success, their income. And you can too if you implement this. I met with a few of our people this week, and it's amazing how many people are gravitating towards this more and more. Some because they see it as another stream of income within their FFS business, and others because whatever they were doing might not be working as well or hasn't been going as well for them. So if something's not working, change it. And that's what the essence of this opportunity is. So let me just get started here real quickly with the first few things first before I bring this gentleman on to the scene. And we got more and more people coming in, so I'm glad that we're going to give him a very nice audience. And as you know, most of our views come from the replays on YouTube. And so if you haven't done so, you got to make sure you go to FFS on youtube.com. And when you go there, it'll take you to our Team Crusaders, FFS Team Crusaders YouTube channel. And then all you need to do is subscribe to the actual, just subscribe to the channel and click on the notifications bell. And every time a new video is uploaded, you will go ahead and get a notification. It's pretty cool. I have a few people this week email me for the link to the channel or the video for Michael Harding, and I just simply ignore them. Very, very simple. It's not that hard. Just go ahead and subscribe to the channel, click on the notifications bell, and you will be notified of what exactly it is that we have uploaded. And we usually just upload literally, maybe I would say one a week. So it's not a lot of notifications you're going to get. So let's go ahead and get started with the first things first. I want to thank everybody who went ahead and did their part to go ahead and really do their part to kind of elevate, if you would, our Baker to Vegas campaign. The reason that we had to slow down the Baker to Vegas campaign is because we lack a number of qualified people to help us out. And I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive, but it's not. I'd rather not have the business than give people bad service or bad information and end up with pissed off police officers because somebody told them something that was wrong. And it happens from time to time. At the same time, when we invite you to these events, the roll calls and so on, or the barbecues, they're not intended for you to come here and have a hot dog with a cop. It's intended for you to market yourself to people that were not at the roll call. And that's really what this is all about. You understanding and you really taking to heart the fact that this is your great way for you to accelerate your business, but you got to bring something to the table. And you can't just bring curiosity. People say, I'm curious. I just want to go check it out. Well, check out the video because we have a bunch of videos and pictures and photos and so on. But if you're going to come with us, we expect you to do your part to go ahead and implement what you've been learning. So I want to thank everybody that did their part. I was actually in the city of, I don't even know what city it is, but it was in the West San Fernando Valley. It's called West Valley. Last Monday, 4:30 a.m. we were up and running, getting ourselves positioned for a good day. And we ended up at this roll call and ended up with seven appointments. And again, these are people that are making very good money. And on the form, we ask them, how much are you saving for retirement now? And $500, $700, $800 is nothing as it relates to what they're used to saving. So we're not talking about, so when you hear me talk about app count, that we have 5 apps or 10 apps, you can multiply that times 4 for the rest of FFS and the industry, because our apps are very, very, very heavy with premium because of the fact that they can afford a lot more. And I'm very excited to say that was the case on Monday. And then on, I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday, I don't even know when, Mr. George Munoz went ahead and booked another one. This is for the Sheriff's Department in the city of Pico Rivera. And the same thing, we went in there and I believe there was a total of 8 people in there. And I believe 7 booked an appointment on the spot. And the 8th, which I spoke to on the hallway, is going to be booking an appointment as well, because he was telling me how he has whole life, he has term, but he always wondered how the index universal life worked compared to the others. I gave him a few, what we call power phrases. And he said, well, that's the one that I want. And so I brought him back in and said, well, George is your guy because he's going to be running the appointments, which is part of the game plan you have to have ahead of time. And that right there is enough business to keep you busy all month, because the fun part with these guys is nailing them down finally, because while we were there, they had, all kinds of stuff going on. The jumper, somebody was jumping off of a building, and then somebody got in a fight at a Walmart. And then, they hadn't even broken out a roll call, and they had a bunch of calls going on. But that's all you need. And so when I emphasize to you guys, come on, go out there and use the tools we give you to book these appointments. These are the real deal. There were 8 officers or deputies here, of which 7 booked an actual appointment on the spot for multiple services. That's what can help you fast track your income and your overall success as well. So I just want to take a moment to congratulate them. And again, it's pretty sad that we have to pause. We have 5 more police stations that are waiting for us. And I told them not yet, because we have to get through not these roll calls, also the upcoming barbecues. Like, for instance, on the 28th, which I think is this week, we're going to be back at the West Valley Police Station for the fundraising barbecue for the officers. And there's a lot of people, over 100 people are going to come to this event that were not in the roll call. And so again, if you're on your toes and you know your power phrases, this is where you whip them out. You have a stack of blank appointment cards, and there you go. All this crap that everybody's asking for, praying for, wishing for, here it is. The question is, are you ready for it? And if you're not ready, you're not going to be a part of it. Very, very simple. And so my challenge to everybody is to just take a moment, assess where you're at, ask yourself, what the hell do I want? And if you want more business, if you want more money, well, make sure that your skill set is up to par, and you can partake in as much of this as you want. As a matter of fact, we are lacking people to work as of right now, there are 2 people that we found available to work the San Fernando Valley or the West Valley Police Station this week. And one of them is myself, and the other one is Marcella. And that's pretty sad. But again, it's amazing how many people are saying, I'll go. Okay, well, whip out your best. Here, I'm going to do it now. Who can give me your best police, power phrases that we've taught you a billion times? Who can give me just one? Unmute yourself real quick. You're at a barbecue. Somebody comes up and says, oh, you're, FFS, National Life Group. You're ANICO. Doesn't matter. We market ourselves as whoever's approved with the union. We offer whatever the hell we want. But if somebody asks you, oh, so what do you guys do?
I can show you how to bulletproof your future.
Beautiful, beautiful. Your financial future. Absolutely. We're going to help you. And that's the catchiest thing you can tell a cop, because then the next question is going to be, well, how do you do that? And of course, the easy part about our power phrases is that once they start to ask you a question, your only job is to whip out your actual, let me give you an example. You take control of the conversation. You have deferred comp right now? Yes. Well, as you know, first of all, I commend you, because 70% of the officers don't have deferred comp. But what if I could show you a way that you can have a deferred comp that goes up with the market, but never has to go down? Never have to worry about where your money will be when you need it the most. I'm sure you've heard of officers that were just about to retire. The market took a dump and took their deferred comp with them. So where will your money be when you need your money the most? Well, nobody knows. I can show you how to fix that. Here, fill this format. I'm busy, obviously, trying to help your officers here. Fill this out. I promise I'll give you a call. Done. Thank you. Great job. Great job. Okay, somebody else. So what do you guys do? What do you do? Somebody said, this is the question that, again, we're role playing here. We're at a police department, a roll call. We are at a barbecue. In this example, Tuesday, this coming to shit. It says Tuesday, the 20th. And you're just helping, pass stuff out. And they're like, oh, I see you're with whatever. And what do you guys do? What do you say? What do you answer? Hurry up.
I just say, hello, sir. My name's Keith. We help bulletproof your financial future in ways that you may not know of.
Okay, cool.
We deal
and what he's
indexing.
doing there is this, again, all we are trying to do is sell the sizzle, not the steak. And so just pique their interest. Great job, Keith. Somebody else. What do you do? You do nothing? Come on. I serve hot dogs. No, you don't serve hot dogs. What do you do? Come on. You're here to help people and make money. Come on. How do you do that? Come on. So how do you answer the question? What do you do? Not all 30 people at one time, please. Zoom does not support 30 people at a time, only 20. So please, what do you do? All right, let's go on. If you didn't answer that, you better hang up on this thing and go study your power phrases for law enforcement that we've given you a million times, because clearly it doesn't mean enough to you to study it, embody it, and make it part of yourself. Just like if I asked you, what's your first name? Now, I'm sure, hopefully, not many of you would reach for your wallet to check out your driver's license and say, "Oh, what the hell is my name? Javier." Yeah, that's my name, Javier. I mean, no, my name is Javier Rodriguez, and that's it. Just like you know your name. And so that shows you that you're not where you should be. And I hope you don't take that the wrong way, but I hope you also burns your butt a little bit, because you really need to get on the ball. You're not an asset to anybody, especially yourself, until you can become productive. And my God, can you go ask a question? Can you answer a question? Can you hand somebody an appointment card? And then that's how you're going to get started. But you got to start somewhere. It's step number one, just so you know, is trying. All right, so let's go on. I also want to congratulate everybody that has made this month a very good month. You know, when I hear something, you know, I have my CFO, Chief Financial Officer, Marcella, every morning giving me the rundown on what payday, who's getting paid how much, how many applications, who's producing the most, and so on. It's nice to know that if somebody has two applications with us, that's like 6 to 10 applications on any other team marketing in any other market, because I'm very, very happy to say we have the highest target premium in all of FFS. And I think he's here. I wanted to congratulate our number one producer. He told me yesterday that he wasn't going to be here. And our number one producer has over 14 applications so far this month. And he told me he wasn't going to be here, and I understand why he couldn't be here. He sent me a picture why he couldn't be here. I think I have it here. Hold on, there it is. But I guess he's out. Alan, are you on, sir?
Yeah, that's a great picture of me,
isn't it? Well, at least we got you out, man. It's good to market in those departments. But anyways, Alan, I just want to say congratulations. And but wait, for the record, he was not in jail, so before the rumors start rolling around. But no, Alan's a great guy. I had breakfast or lunch or whatever the hell it was with him yesterday. Was it yesterday? But no, 2 days ago. And you know, it's incredible how he's so committed to the cause and how he's leveraging the power of the church campaigns. He's at over 14 applications for this month. And it's not just a matter of the church campaign, because he does what we should all be doing: mix it up. He gets some from churches. He gets some from some of the preset appointments. As a matter of fact, he got one preset appointment through the company that we are working with right now. One. So he got one appointment. And Alan, how many applications that one appointment that you got from the company? How many apps did it turn into?
from that one appointment, I submitted 8.
8. And so that's not bad, man. To come with a preset appointment, he didn't know anybody. He just bought it basically from the company that we deal with. And that turned into 8 applications is simply incredible. Number 2, as far as production is concerned, is Kathy Derukar. So I want to congratulate Kathy, and also want to congratulate Mr. George Munoz. We're on track to have our best January ever. And again, it's about taking all these different concepts, whether it be Baker to Vegas, whether it be the school campaign, whether it be the church campaign. Guys, there are so many ways for you to bring value into people's lives, peace of mind into their lives, and a lot of income into your life. And so, I just challenge everybody to do their homework. The number one reason people are not where they should be and where they want to be is they're just simply not taking this seriously. It's not enough that you have, this and that you have a license at E&O and you're appointed with these carriers. Listen, the way you keep scoring business is how much money you're bringing in, because we can't stay in business for too long if we are not bringing money in. And these people are doing a great job. And so, George, anything you want to add on? Great job. I know you're doing with the schools, and I know you did a great job with the police department. Anything you want to say before we hand it off to Mr. Or to our guest speaker, Mr. Michael?
Yeah, no, real quick. I mean, aside from just people going out there and doing it, I think one of the key things to remember is learn how to present. Kathy and Rosa, they went to a school that I could not attend to do the presentation. And Kathy, if you're on a call, how many appointments did you generate from that presentation you did?
8.
8 appointments. And guys, we're going to get more and more busy with schools, police departments, businesses. If you're a presenter or want to be a presenter, you got to start honing your skills. Statistics show that the people that make the most money in the business are the people that are able to present. So I want to encourage you guys to start learning how to present and face the number one fear that most people fear is just getting in front of people.
Yeah, and if you're afraid of getting in front of people, you're in the wrong business. And so We want to make sure you understand that. Now, we give you everything. We give you the training, the workshops, the tools, the PowerPoint. I mean, for God's sakes, we will give you everything you need, but you're going to have to do your part, and that is prioritize. And if you did not answer the question that I asked you about police, I'm very disappointed. But to be very honest with you, it's very disappointing because it sucks to be in a position that I can't find one body to take with me to a barbecue in the San Fernando Valley that I feel comfortable. I'm not going to have to sit there and babysit. I'm there to, bring more people, more muscle to get more appointments, not to sit there and, okay, here, button your shirt, tuck your shirt in. I mean, I'm not going to do that crap. And so I'd rather go by myself. And so, it's just sad because we have a lot of great people that I love to death here, but no matter how much I love, you're going to have to do your part as well. And so anyways, Mr. Alan Guerra, anything you want to throw in there, sir? And I know for the record, no, you're not in jail. The people love the rumor mills, but no, he actually had a bunch of appointments. I guess one of them canceled, which he was able to join us, but I want to congratulate him on a job well done. Anything you want to add, Mr. Allen?
No, just confirm it. Yeah, I'm leaving in 2 minutes. I do have a follow-up with a teacher here, so that's why I need to leave. But no, I want to encourage, I think I'm almost sounding like a broken record here every time I jump in, but just to encourage the whole team, everyone, the economy could not be better for us. People continue to lose money in their 401ks and their retirement plans. They need to be speaking with us. We need to be speaking with them. There's a great need out there. A lot of great articles have been coming out confirming the losses of 2022 and are still continuing in 401k plans, IRAs, et cetera, et cetera. And this is a great opportunity for us to jump in and let people know that we can be of assistance to them. We can provide a better option for them. So the time could not be better for all of us. And we just need to find a way, whatever it is for everyone individually, to get in front of people. And I agree, if someone's afraid to speak with people, this is probably not what they should be doing, because we need to be getting in front of people. We need to be letting people know that we have solutions for them. And one of the biggest hurdles for us to overcome is the client acquisition. And we must not be afraid to find a way individually to get in front of as many people as possible, because at the end of the day, it's still a numbers game. The more people that we speak with, our likelihood of success goes up. So I want to encourage everyone to go out there. We're at the right place at the right time with the right company, offering the right products. So let's all get out there and make it happen.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. Well done. Anything from anybody before we hand it off to our special guest here? Any questions for myself? Anything at all?
Javier, I just want to encourage everybody to really keep up with everything that's happening with the Secure Act 2.0 and the new long-term care mandatory law that will be passing here in California, which nobody knows about, but it is happening. So they should read up on it so that they can be talking to people about it.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. Well, what I'm going to do without any further ado, well, there you go. He's out of the pokey. I want to go ahead and bring on my dear friend, Mr. Michael Harding, who, again, I've known for a very long time here at FFS. I've always given him the credit for where FFS is today, because without him, FFS will not even be in existing today. It was too difficult. It was too hard. It was too many challenges and problems in the beginning. And for me, I wouldn't say that he righted the ship, but he was actually the one that helped the ship float. And again, I'm very grateful that he stuck it out and helped us all for such a long time. And so I just want to thank him for everything that he's ever done, continues to do for us. And he's going to talk to you about how to market or how to tap into the small business market. So without any further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring Mr. Michael Harding. Michael, sir.
Hey, Javier. Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks, Javier, for the introduction there. I really appreciate that. We have Javier and I and George were actually adding it up the other day when we were at the Level Up meeting for FFS, and we've Javier and George and I have known each other 18 years now from getting into business. It seems that long sometimes, and other days it seems like yesterday. And we've been through quite a bit with the business. shared a lot of the same experiences up and down with this, and everything that you hear them saying on here, folks, is exactly the way you should approach a business and how you should go about, having the level of success that you want in the business. That's one of the things that you hear from FFS is, live your dream, right? And sell the dream to folks about being part of FFS and what they can accomplish. And excuse me. And one of those things that always got, I shouldn't say it got a little lost, but it never was really said out loud, is it's whatever your dream happens to be. So you heard Javier, George and Alan and Catione this morning, speaking about this. And yeah, you have to prep yourself for that level of success that you want. You can't show up at the barbecues, at the roll calls, even with what I'm about to show, right? You can't show up with this stuff. Excuse me, I've got something going on this morning. And not have done a little prep work with it, right? You have to, you've got to do that prep work that you need to get to these locations, to get to these presentations, and to be successful with it. And that's not just in this business. That's in any business, right? It's the same for me this morning, right? I sat down and have done this presentation a couple of times, but sat down this morning and made sure that I'd walked through it. I actually rearranged a couple of slides based on how I think I might go through it today. We'll find out, right? and so forth. And going to recap a little bit from last Saturday. I think we've got a few more people on today than we had last Saturday. And so with that being said, let me get going with this. We do it all in the right order now. So let me turn on my PowerPoint first and then share my screen. When you have a couple of screens open, you have to get it started up so you can show the right one. There we go. All right, you should be seeing the actual PowerPoint, correct? And not my. I
see yours, the full view. I see your full view.
All right, not the presentation view, right?
No, we got the whole PowerPoint except the slide in your little box on the lower right-hand corner.
Okay, all right, cool, perfect. So let's talk about this small business market. And you all do it every day, and you hear us all talk about, right? Why do the IULs instead of the retirement plans, right? All the time. And Javier's heard it from us for 18 years, and we continue to talk about it. But at the same time, when you have to separate who you're talking to, and they're all people, but from a taxation standpoint, right? Business owners have all of you, right, have advantages over just W-2 employees. Javier, and nobody talked to Javier either, so I'm going to try it too. Unmute yourself and let me know, does anybody do your own taxes, or are you familiar with how taxes are done? Anybody?
I have a CPA, so no.
Well, that's what one of the folks said the other night too. So even if you have the CPA, folks, just a little insight to this, right? If you're even the CPA is doing your taxes and filling out your tax forms, there's, even for a sole proprietor, right? There is the business person that fills out Schedule C's, which are business deductions. And then that same business owner has a Schedule A, which is the personal deductions. If you're deducting your mortgage interest, any of the things like that you have running your household, and those things all come together and create your 1040, which gets, all that gets filed to the IRS, right? So a W-2 employee, right, does not get a Schedule C. They're not a business owner. They can't deduct pencils and computers and mileage and cars and hot dogs and buns and backpacks and any of that. They can't do any of that because they're just W-2 people. They either take a few personal deductions on a Schedule A, or they don't even do a Schedule A. They take that standard deduction the IRS gives them, and they just fill out their tax form, right? So when we're talking about this as an employee, right, absolutely all day long, all day, every day, right? If folks want to keep their, a little money in their 401ks and get their matches or their 457s, their TSPs, any of those type of things, great. Should they have IULs? Yes, every time, right? And often the IUL might be a better plan than keeping money in those other plans for W-2 employees. I need little signs, don't I, say W-2. And but now, excuse me, business owners, again, all of you're self-employed business owners. You get that Schedule C, which can take deductions that other people cannot. So for business owners, even if taxes go up in the future, if they have a pile of money over here in a retirement plan, right, it's going to be more than if they didn't have it and just gave it all to the IRS. They can have their retirement plan for them and their employees, and they can have their IULs. They can have both of these and benefit from both. Right? And that's where this fits into your business. It's not to change what you do. It's not to replace what you do. Javier said it almost first thing this morning. This is to add to what you do. This is to give you more ammunition in the marketplace, more ways that you can help people and help yourself at the same time. Right? Now, to give you a little background on American National, right? When we do these, and I don't know that I'm coming at this I'm coming at it from a nuts and bolts standpoint, right? And either during today, probably not today now, I got a lot of stuff today, but at another point, we'll come back with some of the approach and some of the sizzle and some of the power phrases you want to use. We'll give a couple of those today with this, but you need to understand this underpinning, this underneath part, before any of those power phrases or anything make any sense whatsoever, right? And so this slide is important in this realm of being in this marketplace with business owners, because a lot of places that offer them retirement plans don't have this all put together in one place, right? American National designs, we use our products to fund, and we do the administration on these plans. These are formal Department of Labor, regulated retirement plans. They require administration, they require reporting. And American National does all of that. Oftentimes, God, excuse me, hang on. Oftentimes, companies will say they do these things, but they're unbundled, so to speak. They'll have someone over here that does design work, and they charge a fee for that. We will design your plan when we get the request for proposal and the information. We will design your plan at no cost. All right. Then other places they're unbundled. Then over here, someplace they have a third-party administrator that administrates the plan. All right. Then there's a cost for that. Well, there is a cost for the administration, even with us, but our administration costs, if they're not the least expensive in the marketplace, they are 1, 2, or 3, because we use our products to fund the plans with, and that's where American National, is aiming this service and everything at, is to get sales of products, and that's where we make our money. Our administration cost basically covers our cost for doing it, right? It's not a profit center for us, but all of this is in one place, right? American National designs it. You're going to get the products from us. And when the plan is all set up, you're calling one place for all the administration and everything that you need to work with and do with us. So now in this world of retirement plans, there's two big types, two big definitions. It's kind of like, it's kind of like in the definition of money, there's non-qualified money and then there's qualified money, and there's only the two. There's no third type of money in your savings accounts or investment accounts, right? In this world, there's only two types of plans. You have defined contribution plans and you have defined benefit plans. That's it. They either fit in one or they fit in the other. All right. Now, can somebody jump in and give me a definition, since it's on the top, of what a defined benefit plan is? The common name for it.
Pension.
Pension. All right. I'm going to have to exclude Javier and George and a couple other people, because the rest of you need to jump in and answer. You know what? In the old webinar system, you could tell if people were paying attention because it'd give you a little arrow if they didn't have, or some little warning sign if they had some other screen up. I'd like to know that, because nobody's answering. All right, pensions. So question, Javier, George, do the policemen, I know the teachers still do the policemen and other folks you work with, do they still get offered pensions?
Yes.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute then for some of the definitions as we're going through this. Fantastic. Now, somebody give me a definition of a defined contribution plan.
401k.
403B. TSA.
Yeah, there you go. Virtually anything else falls in the defined contribution plan. Everybody that answered was absolutely correct. 401ks, 403bs, TSPs, 457s, those all, and correctly so, they define how much money you can contribute to them. They do not define your benefit. Well, defined benefit plans, again, are appropriately named. They do not define how much money you can put in the plan. They define what the benefit is coming out. And we started down this road last week, and when George had asked to do this, we're going to really dig into the 412E3, which is one of the defined benefit plans. It's a fully funded, fully guaranteed pension plan. And we'll show you some of the great things about this thing as we get to it. So here we go. A few more things. Now, to everybody's point, here are your contribution plans. Everybody said these: 401ks, thrift savings, 457s, 403bs, all those things fall in this definition. Now, not all of those plans require the same administration through the Department of Labor. So American National specializes in small business retirement plans, and that's 99 employees or fewer. So you see the ones that are available for small business. 457s, TSPs are for larger municipality type organizations. Same with 403bs. Those are school districts that have thousands and thousands of employees. On the defined benefit plan, you've got your 412E3, your traditional benefit plan, and cash balance. Now, in the world of what we do with folks in defined benefit plans, you typically see traditional defined benefit and 412s. Rarely, and so you will probably never's a long time, I know, but you'll probably never see American National do one of our webinars or any of our things and focus on cash balance. They're just not as popular as the other two, right? And so small businesses can have both. Just as a note, if a business owner, in fact, Shirley Johnson, who's under Shirley Liu, gravitated to this early on. Her first plans that she put in place was a husband and wife pharmacy owners. And they had contracts with the local nursing homes and care facilities to provide the medications to the people that stayed there. And so these folks had a very steady revenue, very steady profit. They loved the idea of the 412E because it was fully funded and fully guaranteed. They are each putting in, or the business is putting in $45,000 each for them. And they came back to us a year later and they said, hey, what if we have a better year? Can we put more in our pension plan than we're putting in it? And the answer to that is no. When you set up your pension plan, it's very structured in nature. So we came back to them and said, but you can add a 401k to your offerings, which is flexible in contributions. So once you've done your pension plan, once you've done your defined benefit plan and want to contribute more, come over here to the 401k and put your extra in that. And in years that are just your average, profit and revenue, just continue to fund your pension plan. Loved it. They own both, and it's just two of them. There's no other employees. It's a husband and wife pharmacy, and that's what they have. So just a little note for that as well as you're going down through this. So let's jump right in to the 412 and why it's quite possibly one of for the right business owner, it's quite possibly one of the most underutilized plans in the marketplace today. Right. And I want to get my little pen going here. I'm going to mark all over these now, folks. So, all right. So read this. A 412 is the largest deduction possible in the marketplace, which means it's the largest contribution and the largest savings amount that a business owner can find in any of the plans that exist. Absolutely the largest. And I've already said several times, it's fully funded and fully guaranteed. All right. Now, by definition, so 412E3 is the tax code, just like 401k is, just like 403B is, just like 457 is, right? That's the tax code. By definition, this says it must be funded with guaranteed insurance contracts. You cannot do it any other way. It's in the code. All right. Now, you can either do 100% of your saving of your money, and I call it saving of your money because it's fully guaranteed insurance contracts. You can do 100% in a fixed annuity, or you can split that contribution. Regulation says it's 51, your maximum split is 51% in the annuity, and then you can do 49% in a whole life insurance policy. And you say, why whole life? Because it can't have the zero is your hero. It has to be a guaranteed number. So you have to use a guaranteed interest rate on the annuity, and you have to use the guaranteed cash register from your whole life to make this work. Okay. Now, in real life, the 5149 rarely ever works out to be exactly that. It's usually always a little more in the annuity and a little less in the whole life, but that's by regulation. You know what the regulation is. Now, I don't know how many of you are familiar with how pensions in general, 412s and just regular pensions, are structured, but I want to take you through that and give you that foundation of this, because once you understand, I believe now, once you understand how these are simply thought about, then the power phrases almost jump out at you from the structure of it. Okay, so let's get started. So defined benefit, right? So the Department of Labor technically makes us go to the end to start our formula and define the benefit. George, Javier, anybody else now? What's the lifetime income that the police officers get offered nowadays? Is it?
Are you talking about their Lacera, which is their pension plan?
Yeah, their pension plan. Is it 50%, 75, 100? Where is it? What do they replace?
It's 90% at Javier. Help me out here.
Right now it's at 55. 90% at 55.
55.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, that's fine though. But so my son-in-law is in the Navy, and if he stays in the Navy 20 years, then they're going to replace 50% of his. Okay. So for what you all are saying, your police officers get 90% of their income replaced. That's awesome. That's fantastic is what that is, right? So if a pension plan is going to replace that much of your income, they have to save up. And these are made up numbers now, folks, to give you the idea of the structure and the philosophy of this, all right? The pension plan has to have a bucket of cash in the pension plan that will pay for your benefit for the rest of your life. So with any pension plan, if they're going to replace 50, 90, 100, whatever, right? They have to save up X number of dollars. Wish I could see everybody. Nobody's got their cameras on either this morning. I'm usually, as everybody's concentrating, I get thumbs up and everybody's good. So
Yeah, we don't want to scare anybody, Michael. So
something this morning, man. I'm telling you, right? It's early on the West Coast, and you all are scared to death because it's raining, snowing, windy, all that good stuff. So anyway, cash balance, right? You have to have this saved up. So how do you determine your contribution? Well, said earlier, there's no defined contribution. So you take the participant's age, and we go from how old they are to the retirement age listed in the plan. That would be 10 years. Now, I'm not doing any fancy math this morning. I'm not calculating in the interest that's earned, any of those type of things. I want to give you the basic math. So if we need $2 million saved up in the plan, and we have 10 years to get there, 2 million divided by 10 equals $200,000. So if this person wanted this design that you see here, right, each year they would contribute $200,000 to their plan. They would receive a $200,000 off the top of their revenue deduction before they pay taxes on their profit. So a dollar for dollar deduction off of their tax return into this plan. Now, several folks chimed in earlier that they knew defined contribution plans. Can you tell me any other plan anywhere that would allow you to contribute and deduct $200,000? Good. That's the perfect answer. There isn't one. Nobody said a word. There's nothing that will let you do that. All right. And so now, knowing this, check this out. All right. So let me get these in. So, well, let me go back. So once you kind of understand the formula the Department of Labor makes us work with, then we can work almost any direction you would like. Since these are fully funded, fully guaranteed, if someone comes to you and they say, hey, I have this much of a contribution and a deduction that I want, we can take this number, right? And we can work to this number, and we'll work to this number for whatever it ends up being. We don't have to actually come here. The Department of Labor wants us to think like that, and that's the way pensions are presented to people in the workplace. But for a business owner, if a business owner has $123,683 a year that they want in a deduction, because that's what their CPA told them is the perfect deduction, we can put that number in this contribution. We can go times 10 with the interest, give them their cash value, and say at retirement time, this would replace 46% of your income, whatever the number happens to be. Right. Also, if the business owner says, man, I would like to have, $4 million, let's say, well, can't be $4 million. There's a limit in here. I want, $1 million at retirement time. I'd like to have $1 million in here. Then we can work this way and say what that will do. And then we let the formula just tell us what this is. So you have every angle that you can talk to a business owner about this with and fit their need. It's not just, well, I want to have 50% of my income replaced. No. Right? We can work with this thing, and you'll understand why when I get to the real exciting part of why that's so important. All right. So I think I did it here on this slide. So if they want, 100,000, they're 50, they're going there, they'll have $1 million, and we don't care. We don't care what this number is. And these don't matter today. So to give you an example of one though, all right. So this is one that's close to home for FFS. This person is an insurance agent. They make in excess of this now. At the time, they were making $800,000 living in California. I'm being generous with the $320,000 check that they were writing to the IRS, because if they were making this much, they were probably in a much higher tax bracket than that, but we're just using this as our example. Plus, that probably put them in the 12% California tax bracket, correct?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So this young lady came to us and said, I need deductions. I want something, the maximum deduction that I can get, right, out of my, for my business. And so we took and did the math at 100% replacement of her income, right? And at the time, that limit would only let us replace 275. I think that's up to 278, 280. It increases a little bit over time. So we threw this in our formula. The formula said, hey, that would come back at this savings amount we need in the account. She was 44. That was 18 years to 62. Her contribution ended up being 143. I think it was actually changed. I've just rounded it for presentation purposes. So now, okay. Now she split it between the life and the annuity. She did the annuity and the life policy, right? So her life insurance policy had as much death benefit on it as you see from her cash value. So if anything happened to her along the way, actually her family would make out a little better monetarily than if she lived all the way to 62, because they would receive the death benefit plus the amount of money in the annuity out of her plan. And if she lived to 62, here was the plan now, folks, right? We are never going to turn it into a pension. You never have to turn this into a pension. This is not like, well, I don't know what the policeman, Javier, do the sheriff's office or the police, do they give them the option to take their cash value when they retire and roll it to something, or do they have to take the pension?
Yeah, it's compulsory.
Okay, compulsory.
You have to take the pension.
You have to take the pension. All right. So
Unless
they
they
don't have
separate from their employment before they retire, then they could just walk away with the actual contributions on their part, but not what the government was paying on their behalf.
Oh, okay. So if they leave early, they don't get the government's part of it. Okay,
No.
gotcha. So in this, when it's a private pension, now folks, when you hit this retirement age that's stated in your plan, you never have to actually take the income portion of it. You don't have to take that as a 137 annually income. You don't have to do that, right? You can terminate, you can stop offering the pension plan. You, as the business owner, decide as a benefit from your business whether you're going to offer the plan or whether you're not going to offer the plan. And at any time, I say any time, and I'll square that up in a little bit. Anytime you want to terminate your pension plan, you can stop offering it. When you do that, there's no longer a plan for the cash to sit in. So by regulation, you must roll that money out of your pension plan into your IRA, because it's qualified money. You've received a deduction on it. So going into this with this young lady, our plan was never, ever to turn it into a pension. We were never going to do this with it. She was going to surrender the annuity inside the trust of the pension. She was going to surrender the whole life inside the pension, turn it into $2,471,000 of cash, do a direct transfer over to her IRA, which was going to be funded by an annuity with a lifetime income rider if she wanted to do that. And she could accumulate over those years at $2.4 million, almost $2.5 million. And she couldn't have gotten close to that in a 401k, can't do a thrift savings plan for yourself in the private world, can't do a 457, can't do a 403b. They don't exist like that. Her only other option would have been to do a 401k, and she wouldn't have gotten close. So it looks like this, folks. So
Michael, I have a question.
yeah, Kathy.
Okay, so at the end of the terms of the pension, can they do a partial transfer and keep some of it in there, or it has to be the whole thing has to be rolled over into an IRA?
Give me a second to think about that. They couldn't terminate their plan now. So let me talk out loud and work through that. If they terminate the plan, it all has to go. Could you do a partial surrender of the annuity for cash? A partial surrender of the whole life for cash? Roll that out of the plan? No, because that's not one of the exit strategies. Your exit, and I don't have all exit strategies now lined up to talk about here this morning. Exit strategies with it at that time via the plan document, Kathy, is you either terminate your plan or you do turn it into the benefit. You can buy the whole life out of the plan if you wish by replacing the cash value in it with it, but the pension has to operate either one way or the other with that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So when you get there, folks, here's one of your strategies for this. All right. Assuming now made up numbers for us today. So if your fixed annuity has 1.7 million in it, your whole life has 750, right? Right. You liquidate these for the cash value of them. You do the direct transfer into your IRA annuity, right? And you're there as their trusted representative who set them up. Oh, thanks, Javier. With the plan, and so you're likely to be the one to help them roll the money over and get what happens with the IRA as well and the annuity. All right. So, all right, quickly now, on the website, we have the ability to structure any business owner's plan to equal them one virtually. Now they have to have the income numbers to report so we can make the math work, but you can guarantee business owners, guarantee sole proprietors, anyone that they can have $1 million guaranteed at retirement time, whether they and protect it with the life insurance along the way. We can custom design this plan to have $1 million of a death benefit and $1 million of cash value at retirement time. So if something happens along the way, business owner's family is covered. Nothing bad happens along the way. They live a long, healthy life. They'll have $1 million guaranteed at retirement time. Okay. All right. We need you to do these things for us. Here's what the census looks like. All right. Look this over, please, folks. It's not tough, but it's like anything else. The first time you see it, you're going to want to read it and look it over like you do applications and so forth. All right. You're going to want to know if they have an existing plan. We got some plan information there. There's the documents. This is the most important possibly, right? With this is we need to know people's ages and their salaries and how long they've worked with the company. If they want an accurate illustration, an accurate proposal, we need this information, right? When you get the proposal, I'm going to show it real fast and be done. Oh, I did not. Good. I did not cut that in there. This is what a proposal, the front page of the proposal would look like. And it shows you, depending on owner splits and participant splits and so forth, it gives you this pie chart. And it's an illustration, folks. Like an IUL has an illustration with definitions and then the numbers in it. This proposal is the same thing. It has a definition and the numbers in it. And we can walk you all through that the first time you see one. So thanks, Javier. A couple of power phrases to ask business owners when you get introduced to them, right? Question. I've never had these two questions fail. Number one, right? Ask the business owner how big the check was. So Javier, how big was the check you wrote to the IRS last year?
Too big.
That's the answer you get every time. I have virtually never had a different answer than that. Too big, wasn't it? Yeah, right. So Javier, of that, hey Marcelo, all right, of that.
Seriously?
Well, you got to have your coffee, man. It's early, right? So of that check you wrote to the IRS, Javier, how much of that would you rather put in your pocket than the IRS's pocket?
As much as possible.
As much as possible, right? I get all of it very often is the answer, as much as possible. Fantastic. We have we work with this plan that allows the largest contributions and gets you the largest deduction in the marketplace today, Javier. If you've got 20 minutes on Wednesday at 3 o'clock, then I can get some information from you, right? We have a no cost, confidential, no obligation review of what that plan could look like and what it can do for you. Would you like to put some of that tax money back in your pocket?
Yes,
With
sir.
with guaranteed numbers.
With guaranteed numbers, folks, right? Those are your two. I don't want necessarily know if those questions are power phrases or not, but those are your power questions because Javier gave me, and I'd never asked him before. He gave me exactly the answers you're going to get from most every business owner. So, all right, I think we're out of time. I'm sure we're out of time. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. If we want to go through proposals and stuff, Javier, let's get back on another Saturday and we'll walk the folks down through a little more detail.
You got it, sir. Well, thank you so much, Michael. I really appreciate your time. And I just want to challenge everybody to go out there, take this information and implement it to get yourself from where you are to where you want to be. And again, Michael, I can't thank you enough for taking time on a Saturday afternoon.
Michael, don't forget your last slide.
What's that?
Michael, don't forget your last slide.
Oh, he said, don't forget your last slide. But any questions, guys? We're going to be doing this more often. Contact info is on the screen. We all have even his cell phone number. So thank you so much, everybody. And thank you, Michael, once again for your time.